Hi, my name is Jane Rogers, and I'm representing both myself and Rebecca Wells in our visualizations showcase. Alright, so for our showcase, we really want to represent what makes a visualization effective. So for our first example, we will be analyzing this example by the Weather Channel. And as you can tell on the left side here, this is our an example of the weather temps from across the United States. And what makes this visualization an effective one? That is the fact that there are simple colors, simple numbering, and that it's extremely intuitive. As you can tell here, we wrote that even if you did not speak English, you could still clearly understand what this visualization is trying to display to you. And as you can tell on the right one, it's very similar. While this one is extremely old, from the 1800s to be exact, it's the causes of death from the Crimean War. And this one is good because it has an effective a showing of the categories of why certain people die in this war and whatnot. And again, just like the previous example, is extremely intuitive. Alright, for our showcase, we are using the data from the comic book data set, and we feel that this data is consistent with learning outcomes of this class. It's just there's certain things that be done and taken off and whatnot. So some things to keep in mind about this data is that we have pre-processed this data in Excel to remove all null items and transform data types to usable within the Tableau program. And after pre-processing, we export the data as Excel file types. And then data was imported to Tableau as Excel files as opposed to the original Microsoft Access file due to the pre-processing method we chose. And that not all tables were imported into the Tableau program, only the necessary data to relate to visualization needs. Alright, for our first step, we are going to be going over how to add the data to Tableau. So for the first step, you are obviously going to open Tableau. You're going to click Add. You are going to browse your files until you find the correct type, and then you're going to click and drag that file into the program. It's also important to note that Tableau will automatically make logical connections for you in the workspace that you're working in here. As you can see, this is the logical connections that we are referencing. Alright, for our visualization, we want to show all the orders for the year of 1997. And to start this, you are going to start by creating your visual, and you do this by clicking on Sheet 1 in the bottom tabs and renaming the visual to whatever you want. In our case, we changed it to orders completed in 1997. And then you're going to click OK and apply. And then after that is going to populate with an NP chart. So what you're going to do is drag and drop your data points into the related to the visual. And then in our case, we use quantity and sort date. And for quantity, an automatically generated metric from the comics received table, which counts the quantity of comics received by customers. And sort date is, or the sort order date table, which is preprocessed data that provides dates relating to orders. Alright, for the next step, fortunately, the previous step gave us data for all of the years comic books were sold, so the only year 1997 we need to add a filter for. And to do this, you start by clicking on your sort date in the column section, and then the next step you're going to click Edit Filter. Next, you're going to select only 1997 from the list of items, and then you're going to click OK. Alright, so now that we have a new problem, the data only shows one data for the entire year of 1997. So to fix this, we want to show the trend for each month within the year. And to start that, you click here, sort date in the column section, and you select the month. And then we have a visual. But we'd like to see more detail with the values of each data point, so we will need to add a label, and to do this we can click and drag quantity to the mark section here and drag it to label. Alright, So now that we have our visualization, this is what we got. So it is the comic book sold each month for the year of 1997. As you can tell, we got the months down here and the x-axis, and in the y-axis we have the quantity. Sort date at the top. So our evaluation of the visualization. So we, as we previously said, that we really wanted to emphasize what makes a visualization effective. And our visual is effective because it combines clarity, accuracy, and simplicity, making it accessible and easy to interpret. The data is presented in a straightforward manner with clean lines and well-defined elements that help avoid confusion or misinterpretation. We avoided using any unusual angles, 3D effects, or other overly complicated design choices that could distract or overwhelm the viewer. And as an example of what we're trying to get across here, let's go back to our previous slide. So as you can see, we kept it very simple. We wanted to make sure that our data is getting across, and that is it, and it's super easy to tell what we're trying to say. Additionally, selecting the right type of chart contributes to the overall success of the visual, and the line chart format is particularly appropriate for displaying trends over time, as it allows viewers to quickly identify patterns, shifts, and progressions in the data. This choice not only highlights the most important aspects of the data, but also ensures that the information is conveyed in an organized and intuitive way. And again, you can clearly see that we emphasize that when there's dips, and you can tell, and when there's highs, like at 340 here, it's obvious that it's there. And that concludes our presentation. If you would be so kind to give us some feedback, we would gladly love to hear it. Thank you for taking your time to watch our showcase.